So, have you ever been in a league or a tournament where you get on a pair and you got some people on the pair that are just using the absolute wrong ball for the wrong pattern? Maybe you're on a longer, maybe you're on a longer pattern that's thinner in volume, say like a Route 66 or something like that, and these guys come out with this sandblasted 360 piece of charcoal or something like that. You start shooting it up the track area as soon as practice starts, and you just sit there and shake your head. I know I've been there way too many times to think about. So what I did was put together this little piece that gives you a little intro into matching up bowling balls with lanes patterns. Hope you like it. It is what it is. Prepare to be enlightened. Greetings, players. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, from whatever part of the world you're tuning in from. My name is Creighton, and this is the Kegler's Re-Evolution. Let me ask you a question. Would you ever put snow tires on your car to take a drive on the freeway in the rain? Of course you wouldn't. Would you ever put on a pair of loafers to run a full court game on a hardwood floor? Of course not. So why would you choose to have big bowling balls on a short oil pattern? That question is one that we will be addressing today as we learn about matching up bowling balls with lane patterns. Why is this important, you ask? I'll tell you why. First, let's talk about my Shim Records rant. Basically, I was in league last week, and we were bowling on Middle Road, and we had a couple guys that were using this thing, which is a very large bowling ball on a medium-sized surface, and it was out of box, a very big ball. Needless to say, the last couple games were very, very interesting. So, this is what kind of inspired this little presentation of mine. Why is this important, you ask? Well, it seems that bowlers that use the wrong equipment or not playing the lanes properly will make the pattern play more difficult in the later games, as is illustrated last week. Players who don't typically participate in national events, high rollers, USBC Open Championships, USBC Masters, even state championships, whatever, will not grasp the concept of lane breakdown or lane manipulation. Where the oil is moved and depleted on the lane will either make the pattern play more challenging in the later games or make the pattern play more like a typical house shot or make it easier, depending on what you want to do with it. Why is this important? Well, this year at the USBC Open Championships, it's extremely flat, especially down lane, which makes it a lot harder than it was last year for all those who were at Reno's and saw those scores. Congratulations to all those who bowled well. Yeah, it's pretty brutal this year, 39 feet with traffic from all sides. You can make premium on shot making, but I digress. It's still not the bowler's fault. Not all the bowlers' faults anyway. It's important for pro shop owners to understand and recommend their balls responsibly. So the takeaway lesson here is big balls, low RG, high differential with softer covers should be used for long, heavy oil patterns, usually 41 feet in length and 28 plus units of oil. Medium-sized balls, mid-RG, high to mid differential with appropriate surface adjustments should be used for medium patterns between 37 and 41 feet and between 24 and 27 units of oil. Excuse me. And smaller balls, high RG, low differential, hard covers should be used for lighter volume or shorter patterns, less than 36 feet and less than 23 units of oil. That's how that goes. Why is this important? Of course, we keep going back to that. Where the oil is moved and depleted on the lane will either make it play harder or make it play easier. It's really just that simple. But for a demonstration, I want you to go to livestream.com, Kegler's Re-Evolution, and that's Re-Evolution. I really should change that. And go to our video on demand series and look up Kegel Road Trip Series Part 2, where they discuss how men broke down the similar pattern and women broke down the same pattern, and it played a lot easier for the women how they broke it down as opposed to the men on how they broke it down. But you can go see that for yourself right now. You can also follow me on Twitter and Facebook, Google, and our YouTube channel, and definitely watch the internet channel on live stream at KeglersReevolution.com. My name is Creighton, and this has been the Kegler's Re-Evolution. I'm out. Deuces. Alright, so last week I was bowling a Tri-City tournament, one of our local associations, and we were put on a pair with 4 other individuals, all of whom average between 130 and 160, and all of whom who are throwing, this is minor events by the way, throwing plastic balls. Now the pattern we were bowling on was a modified house shot that was a little longer and a little heavier in volume so they can hold up over 6 games. Now you can imagine when you got 6 players on the pair, 4 of them are bowling with plastic balls up the middle of the lane, what the lane might have turned into as you went along through all 3 games. Meanwhile, our crossing pair was a whole, I don't think there was a ball that was smaller than a virtual gravity nano, if I remember correctly. So you can imagine going over it to singles events when we crossed, what that pair might have turned into, or what it might have started out as. Needless to say, by the end of game 6, I was using urethane over the track area just to try and stay straighter and stay myself out of trouble. But compared to the overall scoring pace of the rest of the house, didn't quite work out for us. But that's okay. So is life in bowling. But I can't emphasize the importance enough of matching up the bowling balls with the pattern and the lane that you're on. So I put this little piece together. Hopefully you'll like it. If not, talk about it anyway. Yep. So what I need you to do right now is to go take a look at that video from the Kegel Road Trip series. You can either go over to livestream.com/Kegler's Re-Evolution, check out the videos on demand, and find Kegel Road Trip Series Part 2, or if you like to, you can go to go to YouTube actually, and here's the keyword down there. You can find it, and take a look at that video and see how the lane play goes. Meantime, in between time, I'll give you more details on matching up with the lane pattern and your bowling equipment, as that's what we're here to do at the Kegler's Re-Evolution. Consider yourself enlightened. I'm gone.